tension between neighbors reaches a deadly breaking point.
911, what is your emergency?
My friend just got shot. He's dead. Half his head got blown off.
But when a suspect claims self-defense, investigators aren't very convinced.
But if he's already in front of you and you're behind him, the threat's gone, right?
My dog was still right there. The threat was not gone, in my opinion. Okay. And I didn't feel safe.
This is Inside the Crime, presented by Law&Crime. I'm Elizabeth Millner. You know, we follow hundreds of cases a year. Each case has so much evidence that we came up with an idea. We wanted to give you the opportunity to investigate the evidence yourself. So we've created Law&Crime Plus case files. We're talking raw evidence, everything from body cam and interrogations to crime scene photos, 911 calls, court documents, and so much more. The best part, the app also includes every episode of Inside the Crime and thousands of hours of other Law&Crime favorites, commercial free, and we're constantly adding new case files and shows all the time. Download Law&Crime Plus in the App Store today by clicking the link in the description or pinned in the comments to start your free trial and deep dive into the latest case files. Have you ever seen the show Neighbors on HBO? Well, this case easily could have been an episode. These neighbors were feuding for years. But what allegedly sparked this deadly shooting, believe it or not, were two things: a car and a dog.
It's April 28, 2024. We're in Fort Myers, Florida. It's approximately 6:15 in the evening when the Lee County Sheriff's Office responds to reports of a shooting. Now, Law&Crime obtained the 911 call, and the caller reveals the shooter is still on scene.
911, what is your emergency?
My friend just got shot. He's dead. Half his head got blown off.
What's the address, sir?
I don't know. We're on Fort Myers. A guy's coming over here with a gun.
All right, sir, I need you to confirm what's your address.
Ma'am?
What is your address, sir?
I don't know what address I'm on.
Tell me exactly what happened.
A guy's dog was in the road, and my buddy didn't see it, and I told him to watch his dog, so he stopped. And the guy was pointing a gun at us. I thought it was a BB gun.
Okay, so he did shoot
you killed him. Man. Oh, my God. My buddy. He's left. Oh, my God.
Where did he go after you shot him?
He's standing right here with his gun still.
You still there?
He's still here. He's in his yard right now. We was in the middle of the road. Oh, my God, man. He killed my friend, man. Oh. Oh, my God. No. He shot like 12 times. Bow, 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 bow. And all of them hit him. I don't even know if I... Oh, man. He tried to kill both of us, it looks like. Whole right window shot up.
Does it look like your friend's alive?
No, man. Half his head's gone.
Now, we have to go off the arrest report to get a full glimpse of what happened when Lee County deputies arrived to the scene. It says, quote, deputies located two males on the property next door, Redacted and Andrew Perkins. Deputies also located a truck with multiple bullet holes across the rear of the cab and truck bed, and an unresponsive male later identified as Redacted in the driver's seat with multiple gunshot wounds. Deputies secured the scene, and paramedics assessed Redacted and pronounced him dead at the scene. The investigation was secured by deputies for the pending investigation. Although the arrest documents redact the victim's name, local news outlets, including Gulf Coast News, identified the victim as 50-year-old Carl White, who also goes by Doyle. According to Gulf Coast News, the victim had gotten into an argument with his neighbor, 22-year-old Andrew Perkins.
All right, so obviously since you're here in a facility where you're behind a locked door and everything else, we have to read you your rights, okay? It doesn't mean you're under arrest, it just means reading your rights. So, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you in court. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Andrew Perkins is sitting across from the detective for a reason. Witnesses say he's the one who fired at the victim.
Obviously, we're here about the incident that happened at your house today. So just kind of walk me through what your take on it is and what was going on there.
So earlier that day, I'm helping my buddy move. He's moving to a shop, helping him out, and we went home to my house to go feed my dogs.
Your house is on right?
True. That's the yellow house. We went there, fed my dogs, had them out, and Doyle and Tyson, the two guys in the truck,
okay,
we've had too many issues with them in the past. There's countless calls of you guys coming down there and dealing with them. We finally kicked them off of she's my grandma's sister, so she's like a second aunt, off her property. My sister and her husband have that property now, and they're back there.
Let me give you this real quick.
Yeah.
This is just a map of where. So this is your house, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So this shed right here. So
Okay.
my grandma's sister lives there, and they have. You can kind of see here older image.
Okay.
Of just junk and a bunch of stolen crap from these guys. All down here used to be a really big drug organization back in the day, 20 plus years ago, before I was even born. So nothing but issues with these guys.
Andrew confesses to the detective he's the one who shot at Carl White, aka Doyle, but Andrew claims he was defending himself.
I'm always walking around my property with my AR. That's just what I do. My uncle, he's the first house on the road. That's my uncle. And same thing, it's just family down this road, pretty much. I was over there, and I'm just sitting there watching, like I always do. I just make sure they know that I see them and I see what they're doing. And he starts taking off. Doyle, he stepped on the gas pedal. My dog jumped out, tried to chase him, and he wouldn't slow down. He just kept picking up the pace. And I said, no, you don't try and hit my dog. I raised my rifle, me defending my dog, and then I lowered it. I said, just open your eyes while you're driving down the road, because you don't live here. I do. These guys live here. My dogs live here. They do everything all day long. No issues. We then...
Here, I'll give you the paper. Or give me the take on this pen, then this paper, just kind of show me what you're talking about, like where everything's happened and kind of where what was going on there.
So I'm sitting, they're sitting right here, just going back and forth outside of the truck, and they just loaded up another trailer right here on her property, which they're not supposed to do that. Because the one living here right now doesn't own the property. My sister and her husband own this whole piece of property right here. They own this, right? So they were driving here. My dog is right there. I'm right here. They're in the truck over here. And we exchanged some words, and I said, this was after he ran over here. He ran over, and Doyle almost hit my dog. And they said they were going to come back and bring something with them to take care of my issue. So I took that as a threat, number one. And number two, not only did he try and speed off, but he turned his truck to hit me when I'm in my grass. Right there. He turned, stepped on it. So at that point, I jumped out of the way, took a step back, raised my rifle, and I fired. Plain and simple. That was in self-defense.
And how many times did you fire the rifle? Do you know?
I couldn't count. I don't know. I pulled until
you just kept going.
Yeah. I think that magazine only had, I think, 10 or 15 from the previous time I went to the gun range. It only had 15. I think. I don't know.
Since Andrew confessed to the fatal shooting, investigators now focus on the timeline and whether his self-defense claims actually holds up.
And did you guys have any exchange of words earlier in the day, like before you walked out here? Or was it just you walked out here just to kind of...
I walked out there just the end of the driveway. That's what I normally do, because I was gone all day early this morning because we were doing stage handing, putting up the shop at Hertz Arena. I helped him move because we only worked for like 4 hours. Then we went back to his house. I moved some stuff for him, and then he brought me back to take care of my dogs because my car is broken. And then that whole thing happened. Yes.
Okay. And just making sure again. So when you were in this area here when everything started going off, and he was somewhat next to you. Okay. All right.
Yeah. And like I said, I was raised around guns. My dad was a ranger. My grandfather, who used to live in this house, was very, very familiar with the sheriff's department. I'm not gonna shoot somebody just because they make me mad. I have to feel like my life's in danger to pull the trigger, because I have my CCP, my concealed carries permit. I have all of this, and I understand that. So simply saying that's self-defense.
And
That's what if I felt threatened on my property, and also my dog's life was in danger at that time.
Okay. And what was the gun that you had down there? What did it look like?
AR-15.
And was it the one that was? What describe it for me though? What's it look like? Is it a black one, green one, tan one?
Mixed of both tan, black. Had a scope on it. Had flip-up iron sights.
Okay.
PMag.
Okay. And it's the one that was sitting in the front of the house that was.
The only AR-15
like sitting on a chair.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Only
Only AR-15 there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how far away do you think you were from him when you guys were down here standing next to each other, when the truck was next to you? How far away were you? 10 feet, 5 feet?
I'd say maybe 5 feet, because I was in the grass and they were kind of in the middle of the road.
Okay.
But they kept getting closer to the grass side of the road. So it was about from me to you, Tyson, and then Doyle, driver's side.
So the next to the truck, because this is probably, from me to you right now, it's probably about 2.5, 3 feet. So
probably
5
a little
feet.
more than that.
Yeah, 5 feet would probably be from like here to that wall.
Probably
Pretty
about
close to
5
that.
feet, honestly.
Because I got a 6 foot wingspan, let's
Yeah.
just say. So if you figure 6 foot, 6 foot's going to go from here to here. So,
Right.
you know, so 5 feet. And when you guys were going back and forth, were you like on the window? Were you at the window, or were you at the front of the truck, or were you at the back of the truck? Like,
Well, I stood right there, right next to the mailbox, pretty much over towards the right, and I just stood there looking at them, and then they kept moving.
when did he swerve at you? Like, was it when he
He-
pulled
he-
up, or
he
was
braked.
it after he did?
So he pulled up. We were talking. My dog took off, or again, my dog was already over here. He went over here because he saw a stopped car and he wants to know who it is. Well, he then pulls forward, so I'm over here at this point, and then once my dog comes back to me, he turns the steering wheel directly into me. If I didn't move, he would have hit me. Which I honestly wish I would have let that happen at this point. But if I didn't move, he would have hit me, and I backed up, and I
Okay.
you know.
So when you guys were going back and forth, you guys were next to each other, but you're saying then you moved in front of the vehicle?
To get my dog, to stop my dog, which I yelled at him. I moved forward maybe a couple, like 2-3 steps right there, and then at that point it was perfect angle for him to just turn and hit me because he was pissed off.
Okay. And
Which is why he's curved and how it goes like that instead of just being straight. Because he was when he went to turn at me, and then he kept going. He tried to do this. He fell right in here and then fell back and hit the tree.
okay. And so because was there like what I'm wondering is, was there an altercation or something, or you just went down there just because you were mad at them, or what was the reason that you went down to the road with the gun? Just because?
I do that every day. My grandpa did that. My uncle does that. That's just what we do.
Witnesses allegedly told detectives a different story that poke holes in Andrew's entire self-defense claim.
We have other witnesses saying though your dog was down here when all this took place. Like your dog was going down there, and then he was running back at the time, but when everything started popping off, he was coming back to this way.
That's the second part of it. That's when he tried to hit me and pulled off, and I fired, and my dog came back to me, and then there was all that commotion.
Okay.
Because the first time he bolted, my dog bolted out and went over here. He
So,
likes going over here.
I get the fact that if you're saying like he was going to come this way and try to swerve to you and hit you, but he's already, because all the everything that's been shot is from the back of the vehicle. Everything is the back of the vehicle forward.
Yeah,
You're shooting
like I said,
everything.
he turned to try and hit me. I backed out of the way, and in that time he stepped on the gas pedal, and at that point I guess I was behind the truck. You know, I don't know exactly the feet or if I was directly behind it. I mean, I've never done that before.
Yeah. But if he's already in front of you and you're behind him, the threat's gone, right?
My dog was still right there. The threat was not gone, in my opinion.
Okay.
And I didn't feel safe. I didn't feel safe for my dog.
Okay.
And
so you were more.
He tried to take me out. He tried to just run me over with his truck and trailer.
So after the car passes you and you start firing, though, you're worried more about the dog than you are about your safety at that point.
Yes.
So have you guys had issues or something with him trying to run the dog over before or anything like that, or no?
It's happened a few times to where he'll be doing 50, 60 down the road, down this private road.
Okay.
And my dogs are out in their yard, and they see a car. They're trained to an extent with what recall, but when they see something, they just go after, especially when it's these guys, because they just don't like them.
Okay.
flying by the road. Almost hit him. My other dog. My other sisters are out there during the weekend. Phil has 3 little kids.
Okay.
You know, it's just nothing but trouble with
But
these
what on
people.
today's date? What was the reason today that you stopped him to talk to him, and then if he's done this before, but he's almost hit the dog before, why was today the day that you decided to pick up the gun and fire at him?
He got super close to hitting my dog the second time. Within this interaction, the second time of him almost hitting my dog.
Okay.
It happened so fast I didn't really have time to think about all these little details and
Yeah,
stuff. I wish I could have.
I get it.
Hey, I'm not happy how everything turned out today. I'm really not.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, we're just, I'm just trying to figure out what was going through your mind, because going after this guy.
The only thing going through my
Shoot,
mind
that
was to keep my damn dog safe.
Okay.
Because these guys aren't supposed to be down this road. They shouldn't even. They don't have anything to do over here.
Yeah.
At all. And they're putting my dog's lives in danger. Phil's kids, my sister's lives in danger over here. No, they don't need to do any of that.
Okay.
And then when he threatens me and then threatens my dog, it happens.
Okay.
But I didn't have the intention of, I'm gonna go down there, I'm gonna shoot him. That wasn't how it was when I walked over there. If you ask everybody around here, I'll walk outside everywhere. The chicken coop, out in the back with my AR, my 22, no matter what. That's just what we do.
No, I mean, I'm not saying it's premeditated that you went down to the road to go, I'm going to go shoot this guy.
Yeah.
But you were down there to confront him and intimidate him to get off of this property. You didn't want him there anymore. You didn't want him in that area anymore. You wanted him gone. You wanted him to leave.
It wasn't even a
So-
confrontation up until the point to where he started driving. My dog jumped out, and he doesn't freaking look. He doesn't look, and they drive fast down that road. I didn't want to have to talk to him because it's like talking to a box of rocks.
Okay.
And I was going there to talk to my aunt, waiting for that to go down the road, and then figure things out with, like, okay, why? Who said they could do this? What happened here?
Right. All right. Well, what we're going to do, just because it's an investigation, it's normally what we do with all the investigations, is they're going to come in, they're going to take some pictures of everything.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to take your clothes. Like we said, we did the GSR. They'll do prints. Basically, they'll just go through the whole process of you. Okay, so they're going to process everything. So just the girls are going to come in, crime scene, and they're going to do all that for you.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll get with you on that. We'll give you a change of clothes, and we'll get you something else in them to wear. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So give me just a little bit, and we'll be back in a minute with you.
Perkins?
Yes, sir.
All right. So I know you've been talking to Detective Murphy there. I'm just assisting him with everything. So what we're going to do, I did a search warrant to get like DNA, clothing, stuff like that from you just to go with the case. So I have to read this to you first, and you're going to get a copy of it as well. So it's nothing too crazy. Don't read too much into the verbiage and stuff. But it's just something I have to read to you. If you have any questions, just please save them for the end. Okay, so we'll go ahead and get started. It's 1:19 a.m. All right, so this is case number 24-206926, Andrew Brantley Perkins.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And you were living at North Fort Myers, Florida?
Correct.
That was your current address? Okay. So we are currently here at the Lee County Sheriff's Office. I appreciate your patience. I know it's been a long night there. Fort Myers, Florida, 33912.
Andrew Perkins was arrested and charged with second-degree murder and attempted second-degree murder. He pleaded not guilty and was held in the Lee County Jail on no bond pending trial. Andrew Perkins' case went before a jury in the fall of 2025. His attorney maintained during trial Andrew acted in self-defense. However, the jury reportedly rejected his stand your ground claim. Andrew Perkins was found guilty on all of his charges. Although his attorney motioned for a new trial, that was reportedly denied in October of 2025. In March of 2026, Andrew Perkins was sentenced to 40 years in prison. According to a press release by the state attorney's office for the 20th Judicial Circuit Court, following his release from prison, Andrew Perkins will be on probation for the rest of his life.
Online records show Andrew Perkins is serving his sentence within the Florida Department of Corrections. His release date is slated for 2064, when he'll be in his 60s. Thanks for tuning into this episode of Inside the Crime. I'm Elizabeth Millner, and we'll see you back here tomorrow with another case.